Hundreds of Anniston voters may soon be moved into different council wards.
The second shot of Arctic air in less than a week is headed to East Alabama. We will have the complete cold weekend forecast coming up.
Coming up in sports, we have highlights, stats, scores, and results from the Calhoun County basketball tournament action from yesterday. We also preview the girls' state wrestling tournament taking place today and tomorrow. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
The Anniston City Council is one step closer to approving a new ward map that would move more than 1,400 residents into different voting districts before the next municipal election. The council passed a resolution Wednesday night giving its preliminary okay to a proposed reshuffling that would bring all 4 wards closer in population equality. The new boundaries were suggested by experts at the East Alabama Planning and Development Commission, who said that the number of people living in each ward has changed based on the 2020 census. Wards 1 and 4 have grown over the past 10 years, while wards 2 and 3 have lost population. The goal of the new map is to keep each ward within 5% of the ideal number of residents, which is now 5,391. That map would remove 463 residents from Ward 1 and 371 from Ward 4, while adding 455 to Ward 2 and 179 to Ward 3. The most heavily affected area is in North Anniston, where residents along Alabama 21 would be transferred from Ward 1 into Ward 2. The council discussed the map Wednesday night at its regular Tuesday session, which was postponed due to bad weather. The council hopes to give its final approval to the changes at its next meeting on February 8th.
When we return, Oxford High School students are ready to roll tomorrow in a national competition for electric vehicles.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Oxford High School will be hosting a Green Power USA competition Friday, a contest in which they have won national championships in the past. The goal of the race is to build the most efficient electric vehicle following strict guidelines. While the students are learning valuable lessons in technology, teacher and coach Britt Young says they're also gaining experience in working as a team.
Part of Green Power USA is where you have to do presentations, and so we utilize students from downstairs in our film students, our digital arts department. We also grab students from what would be more considered your auto body, mechanical type students, and it all kind of comes together here. And what's amazing about that is you have students that typically may not interact with each other on a daily basis due to their different interests, and it all comes together in one class. So I kind of think it's like the jewel almost at Oxford High School, having all those students come together and share what they've learned in other classes they typically wouldn't have taken, all in an effort to make sure that they're the best on the track.
Student Connor Heaton agrees with Young, and he says learning how to work with others on his team has been a big part of the program for him.
We're not just one team, we're a group of people who aren't exactly fit together, but the way that this program allows us to come together makes us fit together in a unique way. So I think a lot of important things that we get from here are the ability to speak in front of people, the ability to work with others. It's really important in our future for us to be able to speak to people at job interviews, in front of people maybe at a church or at a gathering. And so for us to be able to come together and for us to be able to talk and work with each other through stressful situations, it's really important because we become more of one working group instead of individual members of a group. We become a working unit instead of just being individual people.
Another student, Sarah Edwards, says her favorite part of the competition is learning how to overcome obstacles and solve problems as they arise.
Anybody can look at the theory behind a car and see the basics of how it goes. You push the button and it goes forward. You have to use everything that you can out of the batteries and get the most out of it. You run the numbers, you do all the equations right, and it gives you a set result. What do you do when you don't get that result? So a lot of what we do every race is we take our data and we bring it back and we talk about what we liked about every race, what we could do better, and the ways that we can go about doing that.
When we come back, we'll tell you about plans for a big birthday party next month.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
On February 13th, the city of Oxford is planning to celebrate its 172nd birthday. That big celebration will start at 4:30 that afternoon at Oxford City Hall. There'll be a cake cutting, photo booth, light snacks, and a meet and greet with elected officials. Everyone is invited. And I was in Oxford the other day, doesn't look any more than 150.
She's doing well.
She's not showing her age too badly.
Well, I tell you what, if this weather continues, I'm going to start showing my age because my bones can hardly take it anymore. I wonder if there's a break on the horizon.
Well, I was thinking maybe it's time to bundle up again, but hey.
I'm afraid you may be right.
Let's go to John Holder at the EAN Weather Center and find out what do we need to prepare for this weekend.
Mike and Katie, it's pretty simple. Prepare for cold weather again this weekend. We have temperatures plunging into the deep freeze. Once again, coming to East Alabama, we'll have the complete numbers next.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
Today we had a proverbial heat wave across East Alabama compared to what we've had earlier in the week. Temperatures topping out at 50 degrees today, and that's still 5 degrees below the average. But compared to temperatures in the 20s and 30s, we will take it. Our low this morning, 19 degrees, way below the average by about 15 degrees. The record high temperature is 78, the record low at 8 degrees. Sun rising at 6:47, and the sun setting now this evening at a minute after 5 p.m. Weather on your street for a Thursday night. Let's go to Gladden Lane in the Alexandria Valley. We got some rain coming. This will all be before midnight tonight. Then after midnight, the temperature will drop down to 30 degrees in the Alexandria Valley. So again, we don't expect any wintry precipitation. The cold air not coming until after the precipitation moves out. So that's the story for tonight. During the day tomorrow, this is when the cold air comes back to East Alabama. It's going to be windy and cold on Broad Street in downtown Gadsden. We're talking 38 for the high in the City of Champions. and it's going to feel colder than that. A wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We're going to be looking at wind chills that will easily be below freezing all day long tomorrow. And this temperature, this 38-degree temperature in Gadsden, that will be probably late morning and then dropping slowly during the afternoon hours. Setting the stage for a cold weekend, folks. We're talking 30s and 40s. Depot Street up in the mountains of Cleburne County and Fruithurst. It's going to be sunny, but it is going to be cold. Highs only in the 30s on Saturday. As a matter of fact, I don't think we're going to see freezing on Saturday and then making it back into the 40s by Sunday. But all in all, the entire weekend is going to be cold across East Alabama. Here's the 7-day forecast. We've got some big changes on the way, and I think they're going to be good changes, relatively speaking. Cold day tomorrow. Look at these nighttime lows. 15 degrees Saturday morning, 14 degrees on Sunday morning. And then after another cold start Monday, when we begin at 24 degrees, we are going to begin a nice warm-up, folks. 54 degrees for the high on Monday with plenty of sunshine. Now, we're going to bring some rainfall back, but we need some rainfall. We're going to take a look at our drought monitor in just a moment, but we're going to be in the upper 50s with about a 30% chance of a shower Tuesday. Good rain chances coming up on Wednesday and Thursday, 60 to 70% rain chances. Both of those days we can use the rainfall, but we can also use what's coming with the rainfall, and that's warm temperatures. 65 for the high on Wednesday, 67 on Thursday. So we go from way below normal on temperatures to actually above normal by a good measure coming up by the middle to latter part of next week. Let's take a look at that drought monitor. This might be, folks, the last time that we have to take a look at that. The conditions are improving. After all the rain we've received in the last week to 10 days, you'll notice here in Calhoun and Cleburne counties, big chunk of Cherokee County up there, we're now in a moderate drought, getting out of the severe drought. We still have a severe drought in parts of Etowah County and the western part of the county over there, places like Walnut Grove and places like that, still in an extreme drought, but that's one of only 2 small areas in the state of Alabama still in an extreme drought. We're actually seeing abnormally dry conditions creeping up close to Cleburne County. So overall, the drought situation in Alabama is doing very well. We're getting better, and with the rain that we've got coming next week, we may just knock out this drought. I'll be here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for your local breakfast forecast for all of East Alabama. Right now it's sports time. Calhoun County basketball tournament making big news. Namath Pitts has all the details right now. Namath?
Thanks, John. 6 games took place at Pete Matthews Coliseum yesterday as the Calhoun County basketball tournament quarterfinals were completed for the girls and halfway completed for the guys. We have the results from yesterday's action. Ava Thomas scored 21 points and Zayana Whitfield scored, and 2-time defending champions and number 2 seed Oxford looked the part of a 2-time defending champion. Whitfield scored 11 of her 15 points, including a 3-pointer in the first quarter, and got a lot of downtime after that. Thomas scored 15 of her points in the second half, hitting 2 3-pointers. Jamia Gaston added 9 points on 3 3-pointers. As Kiana Garber led Ohatchee with 11 points, including 1 3-pointer, and Peyton Walker added 7 points. First-year head coach Aaron Jackson said playing Oxford can only help the Indians come area tournament. Oxford girls beat Ohatchee 69-21. Anniston is known for defense this season, but the Bulldogs produced by far their best offensive output of the season against Weaver yesterday. Their 95 points bested their 77 that they had earlier this season against Donahoe. Allen was the biggest of Anniston's offensive highlights. His 28 points, all in the first 3 quarters, included 4 3-pointers and 4 dunks. One of his dunks was an alley-oop off of a pass from Ja'Cory Lane. Anniston also got 18 points from Lane, 1 from Delroy Francis, and 11 from Devin Coleman. The Bulldogs hit 10 3-pointers. Keyshawn Allen led Weaver with 13 points. Anniston cruises past Weaver 95-39. Tykeria Smith led the Bulldogs with 22 points, and the tournament's top seed ladies began its quest to regain form after the Oxford Yellow Jackets have won the tournament the past 2 years. Anniston won 5 county titles in a row and 21 overall before Oxford won the last 2. Oxford is this year's number 2 seed. Serena Hardy added 14 points for Anniston. Welborn, which got its first win in the county tournament since 2018, got 6 points from Anna Odom, but Anniston girls dominate Welborn 75-16. Jacksonville and Piedmont have played 3 times this season. Each time the margin grew closer. Number 3 seed Jacksonville made it 3 wins yesterday and earned a semifinal shot against number 2 seed Anniston. Anniston won the only meeting between the two teams this season, 48-46 earlier this year. But Jacksonville got it done yesterday thanks to 16 points apiece from Devin Barksdale and Aaron Nixon and 11 points from Jaquan Irvin. The Golden Eagles overcame 3 for 18 shooting on 3-pointers, and it was just enough to overcome Ishmael Bethel's 25-point outburst, which included 3 dunks. Colton Proctor added 11 points, and Piedmont came back after Jacksonville outscored the Bulldogs 19-8 in the second quarter, but ultimately Jacksonville would prevail 63-58. Liana Lozano changed her hair color from brown to blonde on Monday. Well, based on her performance against Weaver yesterday, the blonde ambition might become blonde superstition. Lozano's 3-pointers and floaters accounted for a team-high 17 points. And number 3 seed Jacksonville Golden Eagles advanced to the semifinals against the number 2 seed Oxford. There's Lozano right there in the blonde superstition. But Jacksonville's 3 seniors and a leader, Lozano is certainly one of those, but defense was the story for Jacksonville. The Golden Eagles held Weaver scoreless in the second quarter, and a free throw apiece from Aaliyah Marks and Ariana Richmond accounted for Weaver's points in the third quarter. Richmond's put back at the 7:02 mark of the fourth quarter marked Weaver's first field goal since the first quarter. Weaver got to the quarterfinals thanks to a victory over Sachs last Saturday as the Jacksonville Golden Eagles cruised past Weaver 57-19. Ava Pope led 3 Piedmont players in double figures with 18 points, including 3 3-pointers, and number 4 seed Piedmont rolled into the semifinals where they will match up against top seed Anniston. Carson Young hit 2 threes en route to 14 points, and Kayla Brothers added 12 points as the Bulldogs improved to 13-7 on the season while avenging a quarterfinal loss to Alexandria back in 2023. Subbing 2 groups of 5 freely, Piedmont broke out to a 25-15 lead by halftime and kept expanding that lead in the second half. Alyssa Hunt led Alexandria with 13 points, but Alexandria only scored 10 points in the second half as the Piedmont girls beat Alexandria 60-25. Girls wrestling might not be an AHSAA sanctioned sport yet, but today and tomorrow is still a big day for girl wrestling in the state of Alabama. Let me explain why. The Girls State Championship Tournament has started today at Thompson High School, with placement and championship matches taking place tomorrow at the Birmingham Crossplex. Weaver has 10 girls that are competing in the state tournament, which includes 3-time state champion Lena Johansson. Other teams that are competing at the state tournament: Alexandria, Cleveland County, Sachs, Welborn, and Oxford. They all have girls wrestling at Thompson. I will be at the Birmingham Crossplex tomorrow with the latest action. And that's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's go back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, Namath, and thank you for watching us today.
You can find us here online every weekday on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and on our website, eastalabamanow.com. Just go to that video feed. You can watch us whenever it's convenient for you.
We'll see you back here Friday for your news on your schedule.